I think it's time to start the webinar. So thank you so much to everyone for joining today's webinar. And a very good evening to everyone in Japan. Good afternoon to everyone in India. I'm Khushi Javeri, the Education Consultant for Japan's Higher Education and the International Coordinator for the University of Tokyo India Office team. I'll be facilitating today's webinar, and with me we have Ms.Sakshi ROY as a sub-facilitator from the University of Tokyo India Office team. We are here for the Global Network Project of Japan's Ministry of Education, hosted by the University of Tokyo India Office. We hope to encourage you to pursue your further studies in Japan. And that's why in today's webinar, we have students and universities from whether it's public, private, national, all the universities have, some of the universities, renowned universities, have participated in today's webinar. And they'll give you insights into the English medium undergraduate, graduate, and doctorate programs offered at Japanese universities. Our expert panelists will help you today with any questions you have regarding Japanese universities. So please feel free to post your questions in the Q&A portal and not in the chat box. Please make sure that you're asking all your questions in the Q&A portal. And please ask as many questions as you want to, as the intake for September 2024 has already begun in many universities. So please make use of this webinar and ask as many questions as you want to. And the panelists and the representatives of the university will make sure that all of the questions are answered. So panelists, again, please make sure that your video and audio is turned off when you're not presenting. Thank you so much. And I'll be sharing the agenda of today's webinar. I hope everyone can see my screen. So I'll just be explaining the flow of today's webinar. First, we'll have an introduction by the University of Tokyo India Office by Ms.Sakshi ROY, the Assistant Manager of the University of Tokyo India Office team. Then we'll have a presentation again by the University of Tokyo, but the Peak Undergraduate Program by Ms.Yuki UENO, followed by a presentation on study in Japan by Ms.Sakshi VERMA from the University of Tokyo India Office team and the sub-facilitator for today's webinar. Then we have a presentation by the University of Tokyo, but for the master's program, the Graduate School of Public and Policy. And the representatives of this university are Professor Toshiro Nishizawa, Nobue Nachi-san, the Senior Project Manager of the Graduate School, and Suzuki-san, the Chief of the Graduate School. Then we have a presentation by Asia University by Arisa Suzuki-san from the International Center. And lastly, we'll have a presentation by Hiroshima University by Professor KAUSHIK from the Graduate School of Engineering and Zhu-san from the International Office. So now I'd like to request Ms.Sakshi ROY to commence the webinar with a brief introduction.
Thank you so much, Khushi-san, for the introduction. I'll just share my screen. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, namaste everyone. Welcome to this webinar, Study and Have a Career in Japan, session 13. My name is Sakshi ROY, and it's my pleasure to thank all our expert panel members from prestigious Japanese universities who attended and contributed to this webinar series. So thank you everyone for your time and to attend this webinar and for your continuous support. Thank you so much. So in a brief, our office is a part of Study in Japan Global Network Project in Southwest Asia by MEXT, and we usually provide information on Japanese university. So in order to increase the awareness of higher education opportunities in Japan, we organize education fairs, seminars, and webinars throughout India. So these are all the basic parts of our office activities. So about the session, talking about the session, as all of you know that our webinars are brought to you by MEXT, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology in Japan. And the main purpose of this webinar is to introduce you to some of the top Japanese universities. And in our online sessions, all the universities will be discussing the various program offerings and opportunities to study and have a career in Japan. So it's a huge opportunity for you to know about their programs and offerings directly by each university representatives. And I would also ask you all to please listen carefully and please feel free to ask your questions directly to our university representative in the Q&A box. So this is just a brief idea about the number of higher education institutions in Japan. There has been approximately 700 plus universities as well as specialized vocational institutions in Japan. And moreover, Japan is consistently ranked among the top 10 countries for education, and some of the Japanese universities have ranked among top 500 universities in the world. So therefore, you'll definitely learn from some of the finest minds in the world, and you'll work in some of the modern labs. And if you wish to consider your higher studies in Japan, you can please join our future webinars to know about study and have a career in Japan. Yeah. So this is the email address of our office. In case if you have any questions later on after attending the webinar, please feel free to hesitate and please feel free to contact us, and we'll be very happy to help you with your queries. And we'll also share the email in the chat box for your reference. And furthermore, we are also available on social media platforms. So please stay engaged by following our Facebook and Instagram pages to make sure and subscribe our YouTube channel. And we also provide latest updates on Study in Japan webinars alongside with relevant information to study in Japan. And we have also noticed a growing interest among students to access our past webinar recordings. So for the recordings, you can just check our YouTube channel. And it would be grateful if you can support us by liking and sharing our YouTube videos. So thank you so much. That's all from my side today. I request all of you to please stay tuned with us till the end of the session. And I hope this webinar will provide you with valuable and fruitful information about studying in Japan. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the session.
Thank you so much, Sakshi-san, for the introduction. I'm sure students will go to the previous webinars of the University of Tokyo in the office, and we'll share the links in the chat box towards the end of the webinar. Thank you so much, Ms. Sakshi. I'll share the agenda once again. So now we'll have a presentation by the University of Tokyo, the Peak Undergraduate English Medium Program. But before I request Ms. UENO to present, I'd like to talk a little about the university itself. So the University of Tokyo is the first imperial university in Japan and is regarded as one of the most prestigious education institutions in the world. The university is home to several notable alumni, including prime ministers, Nobel laureates, and astronauts. Graduates of the university have landed themselves with great job opportunities and have had a significant contribution to the society. And there are many English medium graduate programs as well. So now I'd like to request Ms. Ueno to give us an insight into the university.
Thank you for your introduction. And I sent 2 links in the chat box regarding my presentation. So if you can see that, please check them later. So hello everyone, I'm Yuki Ueno. I'm a senior student at the University of Tokyo majoring political science. So today I'm going to introduce PEAK program. First of all, PEAK is the 4-year undergraduate degree programs at the University of Tokyo delivered entirely in English. There are 2 courses available. One is an international program on Japan in East Asia, and the other one is an international program on environmental sciences. Whichever courses you take, you need to spend the first 2 years taking liberal arts class, and after these first 2 years, then you can take specialized course, as I mentioned, Japan and East Asia or environmental sciences. The Japan and East Asia program aims to provide students with a wide range of social science and humanities courses to develop an advanced understanding of Japanese or East Asia politics, economy, society, and culture in a global context, especially from these 3 key approaches. In the disciplinary cultural studies approach, earlier study approach, and social sciences approach. You can engage in in-depth and critical academic investigations of humanities and social sciences subject, for example, modern history of Japan, history of international relations in East Asia, analytic contemporary Japanese society, and interdisciplinary culture studies. The environmental sciences program provides you with a broad-based inter- and multidisciplinary understanding of environmental systems and global sciences, and this is achieved by exploiting the expertise of many world experts from a large number of different disciplines in a coherent teaching program based on 6 key areas: environmental principle, management, and policy. It treats social science approaches to environmental issues. And measurement and evaluation, materials, system and dynamics, energy and resources, and health and security or urban planning technologies. You can take classes like environmental risk management, economic policy analysis, modeling and simulation, energy and environmental engineering, urban planning technology and field work, and case studies for environmental sciences. At PEAK, you can study with people all around the world. This year, PEAK accepted 65 students, and they were from 14 countries. They are mainly from Asian countries, but some come from European countries, and as well as other Japanese students. PEAK students can take advantage of studying abroad opportunities provided by the University of Tokyo. You can study as an exchange student at top universities like Beijing University, National University of Singapore, Yale University, Princeton University, University College of London, Sciences Po, and you can find more. Next, I would like to talk about career after school, about how PEAK graduates go to graduate school, and the other half of them get a job. As you can see, their graduate school locations vary, and many go to graduate school in Western countries like US or UK. On the other hand, among those who started working, many got a job in Japan. Their major employers are global companies operating in Japan, such as Accenture, PwC, Facebook, IBM, Credit Suisse, and etc. Additionally, I would like to share the information about fees and scholarships. Its admission fee is about 600,000 rupees, and annual tuition fee is about 300,000 rupees. And you will have to pay for accommodation for the first year, and it costs you 45,000 rupees per month. So you need 560,000 rupees per year in total. At the same time, many scholarships are provided with PEAK students. The major one is a University of Tokyo scholarship, but you can find more opportunity at our homepage. Next, I would like to talk about how campus life as a PEAK student is like. All PEAK students basically have the option of living in Mejiroda International Village for the first year of study, where Japanese students, international students, and foreign researchers engaged in education or research at Utokyo live together. That life at the village surely cultivate your communication skill and widen your international horizons. And I think this village is the best among accommodations provided by University of Tokyo. You know, like most Japanese students need to live in older building, and international students are given preferential treatment to live in new and pre-dormitories. So you can enjoy the best environment in Tokyo. Besides, you can enjoy club activities. There are over 415 student organizations that are run by students on campus. And these range from team and individual sports to team sports to voluntary work. You can take part in these activities as well as other students. Actually, I belong to a snowboarding club and looking forward to your participation. Finally, I want to tell you how to apply for PIC. You are eligible to apply for PIC as long as you satisfy some requirements. The first requirement is about educational history. You need to have completed 12-year formal school education. And actually, there are some other requirements about which school you completed your primary and secondary education. Besides, you are required to have received an education in languages other than Japanese. It doesn't have to be English, but there is some more detailed information, so visit the website later. And secondly, you need to submit the results of a standardized examination like International Baccalaureate, SAT, ACT, and the required score for each is noted in the table. If you are to apply for the environmental science program, there are additional requirements for science subjects, so check the website later. And if you satisfy these requirements, all you need is to apply for PIC following the schedule represented by this slide. So this is the last slide of my presentation. This is a QR code of PIC homepage. So if you are interested in PIC program, please visit this website. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Ueno-san, for answering the questions. Sorry, for the presentation, and now you'll be answering the questions. There are a couple of questions in the Q&A portal, so can I go ahead and ask you a few?
Okay.
Yeah. So firstly, are there any MBA or international business courses in University of Tokyo?
Oh, actually, as much as I know, I think there is no MBB program in Tokyo University.
Okay.
But later yeah, we have the presentation about GLASS. This is a MPP program in the University of Tokyo.
Yeah. I'll ask you one more question. For the PEAK program, is it required for students to submit their SAT scores or ACT scores?
Oh yeah, as I said before, you need to submit SAT scores or ACT scores.
Okay. Many of the students participating in today's webinar are from the Indian curriculum, which is the CBSE board. Even if they graduate from an Indian curriculum, they need to submit SAT scores.
Oh, I'm not quite sure about that, but maybe if you can prove you're graduated from school, it is not in Japan. It's not in Japan. Yeah, it will be fine, I think.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Ueno-san, for answering the questions and for the very informative presentation. Students might go ahead and ask a few questions to you in the Q&A portal, so you could go ahead answering them. Thank you so much, Ueno-san, for the presentation. I'll reshare the agenda. So now we'll have a presentation by Ms.Sakshi ROY from the University of Tokyo and the office team, and she'll be giving us an insight into her study and work life in Japan. So over to you, Ms.Sakshi.
Thanks, Kushi. I'll share my screen. Okay, so hope my screen is visible. Good evening in Japan and good afternoon in India. I'm Sakshi ROY, and I'm going to be talking about my life in Japan as a student. And yes, let's go ahead. So I was born and raised in New Delhi, and I was working for the Japan Foundation as a PR coordinator. And then after that, I worked for Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University for 3 years. And I used to promote higher education in Japan in India because I thought that during that time, I also used to tell students about the higher potential opportunities to study in Japan, the scholarship programs, because the education in Japan is, as you know, that studying in America is a little bit, or in any other Western countries, is a little bit higher, but as compared to Japan. So that and I came to Japan for within for a week, and I spoke to a lot of Indian students, and that kind of when I had the conversation with them, I kind of got motivated to study, to pursue my higher education in Japan. And with that, I completed my MBA from Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University back in 2022. And currently, I'm working as a PR consultant for most of the Japanese government in Japan. So moving on. Why did I choose Japan? A few years ago, I was on the other side of the screen. I was like you used to attend these kind of seminar sessions where I used to would directly connect with the panelists, asking the questions. And to be honest, I was actually confused that whether should I pursue my higher studies in Japan or whether I should go for Western universities. So, but then I kind of look into it, researched a bit, and yes, Japan is very safe. I can travel late at night, come at home, I go out with my friends, I hang out with my friends, and I come late. So Japan is very, very safe, to be honest, very safe. Of course, not 100%, but 99.9% it's safe. 1% charge is always there. And second is about the affordable living. So while I was a student, I never received a government scholarship. I was a privately funded student, and I got I took some loan to be so not every student receives the government scholarship. So yes, I did take some loan, but and then I also looked for part-time jobs, and I kind of managed my living, my tuition fee. But then plus I was also working as doing a part-time job, and that kind of helped me a lot with the living and accommodation in Japan during my student time. And third is about the health policies. So the Japanese government covers 70% of the cost, and then 30% is covered by you. But if you are a government scholar, that 30% is also free because it's taken care by your scholarship. Fourth is about the public transport. Yes, Japan is very, very good with connectivity. I live in the city. I live in Tokyo. Of course, there is a good connectivity over here, but I spent a year and two in Oita-ken, and that is a very, very remote area. But then the connectivity was very great, and the train timings are very sharp, so you have to be punctual with that. Lastly, about the job opportunities for foreign national, as you know that Japan is an aging population. They are opening up for a lot of foreign crowd, for international people. So there are plenty of job opportunities. If you speak Japanese, yes, it gives you an edge of like finding a job faster than the non-Japanese speaker. Okay. So sorry. So yes, like I said, I am from Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. I chose that university because it is it's one of the most diverse university. We nine students from various part of the world. They come there, they study, exchange knowledge, and it's a very I kind of learned knew a lot about different culture, because, and of course talked about my culture and well. So it was kind of a network building with the students, and like I said, I used to participate with my academics. I was also quite involved in extracurricular activities. So I used to participate in university support programs. Like I used to being a MBA student, I had to be very active with workshops with inter university. So we used to make team with various nationalities, and then we used to exchange communication. We used to discuss and then with that you get to know a lot about your team members. And then about the scholarship, there are various scholarship opportunities. Because like I said, I was never a government scholar. I got my scholarship after the enrollment, and that kind of helped me as well with my studies. So last is about the part-time jobs. I used to work like this. I used to promote my university. I used to help the admissions office. I used to be my TA. So TA stands for teaching assistant. So there are tons of part-time opportunities which you can do. I used to also teach English to students, to Japanese students. So yes, I mean, you can survive. I survived. I'm pretty sure you can also survive. So yeah. Like I said, I used to, like, being a master student, management student, I had to be very, very active on like case competitions. I used to participate in case competitions, and I was also the resident assistant for my university. So where I basically used to communicate with lots of international students, international residents. So whenever they used to feel a little bit, they had some doubts regarding, stress can come, right? So it's like I used to communicate with them and used to know a lot of things about them. So being a resident assistant also helped me build my knowledge of, helped me with my communication skills as well. And yes, I was also doing the admissions office, supporting all the students who wants to pursue in higher studies in Japan. So these are some pictures which shared I'm sharing. So this is like I was involved with Japanese school students. I took them and for a trip in Beppu, Oitaken. And here I am a resident assistant. So I was basically, we were having a movie night show for all our residents. So yes, that's there. And next. These are some pictures here I would like to share with you. So I basically, since my involvement was a lot with the admissions office, they kind of made me the ambassador for the graduate school. So I think my picture is not visible, but here I am, being the graduate school representative. I was called from my university to speak about my school, my curriculum, my life in Japan. So like after graduating, my professors called me and I helped with my graduate school curriculum because my university is AACSB accredited. So for that, I was being called from my university to give a presentation. So we had a little bit dinner after that. So that's the photo I'm sharing. Yes, so I know most of you wants to know that what is the life after studying in Japan. So everybody wants to basically work for a while once, because you choose in Japan to pursue your higher studies. I mean, definitely you would want to continue living here, and to continue living here, of course, you would definitely look into job opportunities. I used to participate in a lot of career fairs and seminars. It's a very easy, I mean, I know people get confused, but I think it's better to start after, in your, like, if you're if you're a bachelor students in your third year, maybe you should start looking for the opportunities. But if you're master students, so maybe in the second year you can start looking for the opportunity, so you can participate in the career fairs and seminar. I got my first job through a career fair, so that kind of works. And then second, you can also look for recruitment websites. So there are NWorld, Gaijanport, Daijob.com. So you can also look for the keywords. So whatever is your specialization, you can look into it. One thing I would like to share is that yes, having an N2 proficiency gives you a little bit edge, but that does not mean that non-Japanese speakers do not end up with a job. They do end up with a job. Either there are plenty of options. If you are if you're from science field, there are plenty of options. You can work without, even if you don't know the language well. But then learning Japanese language actually helps you survive in this country, because a little bit of Japanese language, university, it's not mandatory, but then I suggest you to learn Japanese just for your survival here. So that is the recommendation from my side. But yes, there are job opportunities for non-Japanese speakers, and of course for the Japanese speakers, it's there. And because of this, like I mentioned, shortage of human resources, your Japanese skills as well as some additional skill. So Japanese language is an addition, but then with that, I think you should also have some sort of communication skills or some sort of soft skill where you can actually, impress your, I don't know, maybe your managers or stuff. So you need to be very active in that. Maintaining a work-life balance is very important. Like from my personal experience, I do not try to overwork myself. I come at 9:30, log off at 6 o'clock, because I want to maintain that work-life balance. But yeah, there are times that I have to work hard, but work beyond my working hours. But then that is not appreciated in Japan. Let me tell you, doing an overtime work is basically, it depends upon people to person. If you finish your job within that stipulated time, you really don't have to work overtime. So I think I would suggest, if anybody wants to work in Japan, maintaining a work-life balance is very, very important. Just try to complete your work on time, and then meet your deadline. So yeah, that kind of helps you a lot with the stress as well. So yes, that's about it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask on the on our Q&A portal, and hope to see you soon in Japan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms.Sakshi ROY, for the very insightful presentation. I'm sure students have kind of understood the study and work life in Japan, and hopefully are motivated to come to Japan for higher studies. So thank you so much, Ms.Sakshi ROY, for the presentation. So now I'd like to request Nishizawa-san to give us an insight into the Graduate School of Public Policy at the University of Tokyo. So Nishizawa-san, over to you.
Yes, thank you very much, Kushi. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to talk about Graduate School for Public Policy at the University of Tokyo. Discover GRASP. I want you to discover our school. So, well, our school is the youngest graduate school in University of Tokyo. Do you see that there are so many graduate schools covering many subjects? Our school is created in 2004, the youngest one. And the building you see on the screen is our school building. So let me focus on our program, international program called Master Public Policy International Program. We call it MPPIP. You can earn master degree solely by taking courses taught in English. So the program aims at helping students build a foundation of professional knowledge and practical skills for successful careers as public policy professionals, either in public sector or private sector. And our program offers more than 130 courses taught in English. Our program has unique features. I list here the 3 unique features: multidisciplinarity, practical orientation, and students' diversity and global networks. I will explain one by one. Multidisciplinarity, or a multidisciplinary program. Our program curriculum has 3 pillars: law, political science, and economics. Why? Because public policy practitioners need to have some understanding about law, political science, politics, and economics. Of course, other disciplines help you carry out public policy design and implementation, but we believe these are 3 most important disciplines. Why? Again, this cartoon, what story can you tell? Well, public policy practitioners or business people, they try to find the key to the question, right? They want to be successful. Looking under lamppost, if there's only one lamppost, maybe your coverage is limited. If you have 3 lampposts, then there's a better opportunity for you to find a clue or key to the question. So this is why our curriculum is designed as multidisciplinary. So let me show you a few examples. Basic economics and basic courses in law and political science, just listed here. These are the very basics. Of course, you can take courses, more advanced ones, specialized ones, offered by other graduate school at the University of Tokyo. That is advantage of being a student at the University of Tokyo. Practical orientation. This is a second feature, unique feature of our program. So basics, as you've seen, there are basic courses in 3 academic disciplines. We offer courses on applied topics as well, and case studies. And some courses are categorized as practical training. Examples of elective courses on applied topics are shown here. Law and Society in East Asia, New Dimension of Security in the Risk Age, Japan's modernization experience and its ODA policy, strategic communication and international politics, and so on and so forth. These are just examples. Next, example of case studies and practical training courses. Case study, Japanese foreign economic policy. Another case study, international intellectual property management. The rest of listed courses are practical training, introduction to academic writing, presentations and discussion, because communication is very important, social design and global leadership. Leadership skills are very important. Another example is practical orientation. Current and former policy practitioners share their professional knowledge and experience. Just a few examples. Evolution of global economic policies. This course is offered by former president of Asian Development Bank, for example. Case study, leadership in international institutions, and case study, public-private partnership. The last one is the course I offer. This is a live consulting project with external clients. Third unique feature, student diversity and global networks. Well, our school has half and half female and male, and also, interestingly enough, 53% international students and 47% Japanese students. And we have had students from 65 countries so far, and always there are students from 30 or plus countries or region. Very international. I'll show a few photos. This is a fountain in front of the general library. And the photo on your left-hand side, this is general library. And this red gate is red gate. We call Akamon. This is a historical monument, which was built in 1827. Now, all the ginkgo trees on campus start turning the leaves in yellow color. This is in front of the auditorium. We have yellow leaves all over on campus. Okay, I'm going to talk about the application process, just broadly speaking. Master of Public Policy International Program applicants are required to choose one of the following policy streams shown here. And applicants are expected to demonstrate basic competence in learning law, political science, and economics, 3 pillars of our program. So 2 streams are economic policy, finance development, and public management and international relations. Let me just tell you our screening process. We apply 2-stage screening process. First, document screening for all applicants, then oral examination for all shortlisted applicants. We use Zoom and conduct oral examination. When you apply, when you consider applying, please think about these provide information about yourself. We want to know your background, your motivation to apply for the program, and what you want to study at our school, and very important, how learning at our school will help your future career development. There are several scholarship opportunities, but these scholarship programs every year have some change. So you may want to look at our website to get updated information. Utokyo Fellowship and next Ministry of Education sponsored program, scholarship program, Asian Development Bank sponsored program, International Monetary Fund sponsored program, JICA sponsored program. JICA is Japan International Cooperation Agency, and World Bank sponsored program. Each scholarship program have some eligibility requirements. So you should check our website or the website of host scholarship organization and find whether these scholarships are you are eligible for any of these scholarships. Message from our professors, because we don't have enough time, so please take a look at the video messages from two professors. You can have the access via this QR code. We have had over 20 excellent students from India since 2011, right after we started the international program. So they're very, very good students, and now back in the country or some other places working as public policy professionals. So I want you to follow them, come to our school, and then develop your future career opportunities. And this is a photo taken at the graduation ceremony. After the graduation ceremony, you see many different faces. I mean that many nationalities, quite international. And I provide sources of information here. There are three sources of information. Well, the first one is international program as a whole. And second one, if you want to know our people, students, professors, or alumni, you should take a look at this page on our website. And for inquiry, please send us email. Whatever question are welcome. So this is it. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Nishizawa-san, for the very comprehensive presentation. A couple of students want to come to your program and have asked a couple of questions at the Q&A portal. I'll just ask you one or two questions, if that's fine with you. Yeah. First, being a couple of students want to know a little about the MEC scholarship.
Yes.
So does the university recommend students for the MEC scholarship, or are they supposed to first be accepted by the for the MEC scholarship and then apply to your university? How does the procedure work?
Yeah, there are different kinds of MEC scholarships. We have special allocation. So, well, if applicants, successful applicants may be able to apply if meet the eligibility requirements. But ordinary MEC scholarship, we do not join that program. So ordinary MEC scholarship, embassy recommended scholarship, right? That is not, our students cannot apply that scholarship.
Thank you so much. And does University of Tokyo, I understand that you are from the Graduate School of Public and Policy, but a couple of students are interested in machine learning as well, machine learning or robotics. Are there programs at the University of Tokyo in these fields?
Yes, I answered that question. At least I saw two questions on the questions about machine learning or computer science. So I think it's better to look at the website of Graduate School of Engineering, Graduate School of Information Science and Technology, or Graduate School of Interdisciplinary Information Studies. Yeah, you may be able to find the right program in either of these schools.
I would just like to add to what Nishizawa-san just said. There is a program called Intelligent Information Processing, which is completely in English at the University of Tokyo. The applications have already ended, but please look into it. The links are shared in the chat box as well. But there is a program in machine learning and robotics. And is EJU required? Entrance to Japanese universities, the EJU examination.
EJU examination.
I think usually EJU is not required if you are able to submit GRE or GMAT scores. It's also not mandatory in all universities. EJU is not really necessary. Even for the University of Tokyo, EJU, if you have taken the test, it's great. It will strengthen your application, but it's not really a requirement.
Well, we require English
Yeah.
scores, so TOEFL or IELTS.
Yeah. So if you can provide English proficiency tests, like as Nishizawa-san just mentioned, TOEFL, IELTS, or a certificate that states that your bachelor's was conducted in English or your high school was conducted in English, please submit those documents. There's still a couple of questions in the Q&A portal, so I'd really request you to go ahead and answer a few questions in the Q&A portal. Thank you so much once again for the very good presentation. And I'm sure students will apply to the University of Tokyo for September 2024 intake. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kushi. Thank you.
I'll reshare my screen. Okay. So now we'll have a presentation by Asia University. So firstly, I'll talk a little about the university. Asia University is an eminent private university located in the capital of Japan, Tokyo. It was founded in 1941 and strongly believes that education is based on spiritual closeness between teachers and students. The university offers a range of programs and opportunities to participate in seminars and workshops across Asia for personal and professional growth. So now I'd like to request SUZUKI-san to give us a brief overview of the university.
Thank you, Ms. Kushi. Now I will share my slides. Can I share this slide?
Yes, I can see it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So, now welcome to the Asia University session. I'm Ms. Saki, working at the Asia University International Center. Today, I'd like to explain briefly about Asia University. These are the pictures of Asia University campus in the spring when the new academic year starts. And this is the newest and tallest building called Building 1. Building 1 has 14 stories, and you can enjoy a beautiful view of Mount Fuji and Tokyo Sky Tree from the Sky Lounge on the 14th floor. This is a student cafeteria called Asia Plaza. It has 4 stories, including a convenience store on the side, and the party ballroom called Plaza Hall on the 4th floor. There is a library on the center, surrounded by the class buildings. At the university, class styles are varied. There are many different types of classes held on campus every day. It's a picture of an international party held on campus in June. International students invite guests from on and off campus. They cook their own country food and serve them to the guests. Ethnic dance, music performance, and games also make the party more fun. International Student Camp is held in August by the lake near Mount Fuji. In Mount Fuji, it's the most highest mountain in Japan. It is a perfect chance to meet lots of students from various countries. They enjoy hiking, barbecue, firestorm, fireworks, and so on. International Student Japanese Speech Contest is held in every December. Meiji University is located in Musashino City, Tokyo. Around Musashino City, there are many beautiful and fun places to visit, such as Kichijoji Town, Koganei Park, and famous Ghibli Animation Museum. The university also obtains an easy access to famous Tokyo metropolitan areas like Shinjuku, Shibuya, Harajuku, and Akihabara. Some of you might know the name of these popular towns. The university has about 6,500 students in total. Out of 6,500, 311 international students are studying on the same campus. 60% of foreign students are from China, but recently, students from other countries are gradually increasing. Today, at Asia University, there are students from 16 different countries and areas studying along with Japanese students. Asia University has 8 different majors in the undergraduate course, including 7 social science majors and 1 data science major. Our social science majors are business administration, hospitality management, economics, law, international relations, multicultural communication, urban innovation, and the Department of Data Science was newly opened in April 2023. All courses, tests, and orientations are entirely done in Japanese. There are no English courses here at AU. So, all applicants are expected to hold at least JLPTN2 or equivalent level of Japanese language ability. So, if you are going to study Japanese, I'd recommend the intensive Japanese course, which I will explain later. Now, I'd like to briefly introduce the course of each faculty and department. The Department of Business Administration has 3 courses: Management, Marketing, and Accounting. Department of Hospitality Management. There are 6 courses, including Hotel Business, Bridal Service, Food Business, Passenger Service, Travel Business, and Sports Hospitality. Department of Data Science. You can learn about AI, programming, app development, IT security, and so on. In the Faculty of Economics, there are 2 courses: Contemporary Economics and Accounting Finance. In the Faculty of Law, there are 4 courses: Legal Profession, Civil Servant, Corporate, and Modern Legal Culture. Next is the Faculty of International Relations, which offers 2 departments. First, the Department of International Relations has 3 courses: International Economics and Business, Global Governance, and Development Cooperation. Second, The Department of Multicultural Communication has 3 courses: Multicultural Social Cooperation, Tourism Culture, and Language and Culture. Finally, the Faculty of Urban Innovation. Department of Urban Innovation has 3 courses: International City and Study Abroad, City and Business, and City and Society. If you would like to know more about these departments, please visit our homepage. Now I will explain about the entrance examination for international students. The entrance examination for international students has 3 types: Type A, Type B, and Type C. Type A and B are entrance examination for international students who are currently in Japan. What is relevant to you is Type C, which can take the exam before coming to Japan. I will now explain the Type C in detail. This year's application for Type C has closed. We will talk about the detail of this year's exam, so please refer to this for next year and beyond. Target departments are 6, except for the Department of Hospitality Management and Data Science. Only those who live abroad are eligible. This year's application period was from September 6th to 13th. The screening items are Japanese, English, and document screening. To know the applicant's Japanese language competence, we use the results of the EJU in June 2023 or the JLPT to have been held in July-December 2022 or July 2023. Also, to know your English proficiency, we will use the TOEFL or IELTS results, which can submit during the application period from April 2021. There are no face-to-face tests, documentation screening only. Screening results are announced on November 1st. Asia University Graduate School offers such courses as Asian and International Business Strategies, Economics, and more. All these courses are entirely taught in Japanese, and there is no English course. Therefore, all applicants are expected to hold N1 of JLPT when applying. As a preparatory course to enter a Japanese university, Asia University offers intensive Japanese course known as BECA. BECA is 1-year Japanese language training course. In the BECA, students intensively study Japanese language, Japanese affairs, and academic English for 1 year. Students who complete the course with excellent grades may be recommended for admission to Asia University regular course. Applicants are required to hold at least N4 or N3 of the JLPT when applying. This year's application for BECA has also closed. We will talk this year's exam, so please refer to this for next year and beyond. This year's application period was from September 1st to October 13th. The examination subjects are a document screening and an interview. During the document reviews process, we will check your high school graduation certificate, academic transcript, Japanese language proficiency certificate, etc. We use the results of the JLPT to know your Japanese language proficiency. If you have JLPT N1 or N2, please take the regular entrance examination type C for undergraduate course. When you pass the paper screening, you can take the online interview test. The purpose of this interview is to know your Japanese conversation skills. Through the entire screening process, you don't need to come to Japan. Screening results are announced on December 4th. If you'd like to know more about Becca, please refer to this QR code. This chart shows the first year's annual fees of each faculty. This includes admission fee, tuition fees, and the other fees like facility utility fee or student insurance fee. In the case of business administration, for example, 1,281,000 Japanese yen, 8,500 US dollars, is the normal price that students need to pay in the first year. However,
I'm sorry for interrupting. As we're running out of time, could you please conclude the presentation soon?
okay.
Thank you.
This moment. AO for the citing tuition deduction for international students. Although Asia University doesn't own its dorms, we recommend a few student dorms around campus. These dorms are not only for Asia University students, but also the other school students live together. You can meet a lot more people to make friends in the dorm. Each dorm is located within 5 minutes to Asia University campus by foot. Thank you for your attention. This is the end of my presentation. We hope to see you in Japan next time.
Thank you so much, Suzaki-san, for the presentation. A couple of questions have already been answered, but I can go ahead and quickly ask you one question. Are there any machine learning courses at Asia University in English?
Sorry, we don't have any English course, so yeah, sorry.
Okay, all right. I think that pretty much sums up your presentation. There might be a few questions in the Q&A portal, so you could answer them later. Thank you so much for joining the webinar.
Thank you.
And for the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll share screen again. Okay. So lastly, we'll have a presentation by Hiroshima University. So a little about the university. It is a prestigious national university in Japan and was selected as one of the top global universities by the Ministry of Education, Sports, Science, Culture, and Technology by Japan, which is the MEX. The university is located in the peace city of the world, Hiroshima, and is globally renowned as one of the most advanced institutions for research and innovation. It offers a range of English medium programs. So now I'd like to request Professor KAUSHIK to explain the Graduate School of Engineering and Hiroshima University as a whole. Over to you, Professor KAUSHIK.
Thank you. Can you hear me correctly? Is it okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. My name is KAUSHIK Das. I'm an Indian and working for Hiroshima University for last more than 1 decade. And namaste. And this is a festive season in India. So at the outset, I would like to say Happy Diwali to all of you. So I'll give a presentation on Hiroshima University, and this university is from now on in most of the slides would be written as HU. So it's located in Hiroshima in southwestern part of Japan. We are very well connected by railroads and through air to all over Japan and also to the Southeast Asia. Hiroshima is a symbolic city of peace and history. We have 2 World Heritage Sites. The photographs are as below. One is Hiroshima Peace Memorial, and another is Itsukushima Shinto Shrine. Hiroshima geologically is much safer place because we expect less numbers of large-scale disasters here. I'm a geologist by training, so I can vouch for it. And as a result, living cost can be kept low. Hiroshima University was established in 1949, 4 years after the atom bomb. And as a result, you can see the emblem of our university with the phoenix tree as its motif that symbolizes our hope of rebirth. And our main mission is to contribute to the well-being of humankind by realizing a free and peaceful society. We are one of the largest comprehensive research universities, and we are making in Japan, and we are making steady progress as a global university. So as far as ranking is concerned, the higher education, Times Higher Education Japan University ranking, we were ranked among 11 top universities in Japan University ranking in 2023. THE has also impact ranking, and we were placed 3rd in Japan with several other universities. We were among 8 finalists of International Strategy of the Year category, and also we were among the first 200 universities worldwide who achieved the United Nations SDG goals. Several goals are there. In the country itself, we were picked up as one of the 13 type A, top type universities called Top Global University. And also we were picked up as one of the 22 institutions in Japan by MEXT as Research University. This is to promote the program for promoting the enhancement of research universities. So one of our main aim is to enhance our research abilities. The recent major research projects, very recently last year or this year started, are like on chiral chemistry. This is a world premiere International Research Center initiative, Moonshot Research and Development Program, Genome Editing Project, Semiconductor Project, and Grant for National University Managerial Reform Acceleration Project. So these are some of the projects that are now recently has been granted or running. As far as internationalization is concerned, we have international students right now, nearly 1,726 students from 86 countries or region. And we have quite a big number of institutions tagged in from 56 countries or regions with MOU and MOA. These are inter-university agreements, and there are many as those numbers of interfaculty agreements as well. So using these MOU and MOA, what we do is that we do a lot of international exchange program. We run a lot of international exchange programs. For example, Hiroshima University Study Abroad program, HUSA. we send our students 6 months to 1 year programs to other universities all over the world with whom we have these agreements, and accept also as well. HU GRIP is another one which is very America specific program. Recently, Hiroshima University, this is actually the first attempt to establish an overseas campus on the premises of a national university in Japan. We call it Thunderbird School of Global Management. This is a kind of overseas campus of Arizona State University, where we offer bachelors of global management and bachelor of science and in international trade programs, where students spend 2 years in Hiroshima University and 2 years in Arizona State University. So this is primarily to encourage globalization of the campus. Well, we have many graduate schools, 5 graduate schools actually, which runs nearly 43 masters and 48 doctoral degrees. Today's talk, I'll show the slides only based on graduate schools. We have similar, all the subjects are there for undergraduate programs also. So today I'll focus on the master's and doctoral degrees. And you can study all these things in English. For example, Graduate School of Humanities and Social Science. This is a, here you can see the different programs, different degrees offered, masters and doctors, M and D, and courses that are offered in English are listed here. You can find all this information from the website, which looks like somewhat like this. You can go to the schools and graduate schools. Schools offer undergraduate courses, and graduate schools offer postgraduate, masters and doctoral courses. A bit in detail of humanities and social science. These are the programs. All these programs have both masters and doctoral courses running. This one is only for master's course, and Joint International Master's Program is also only a master's course, degrees in science. This is the one where I belong to, Graduate School of Advanced Science and Engineering. We have all the science subjects and engineering subjects clubbed together in this graduate school. I belong to this red one, Earth and Planetary System Science. By training, I'm a geologist. So that you can find out that almost all major programs are, graduate programs are, you can study in English. Graduate School of Integrated Science for Life have biotechnology, food, agri-science like that, life and environmental sciences, basic biology, mathematical and life science, etc., biomedical science. Also, medicine, dental science, pharmaceutical science, radiation biology and medicines are there in biomedical and health sciences. Biomedical and health sciences are having all these programs, which is quite normal with other medical colleges. And we have a new one called Graduate School of Innovation and Practice for Smart City. This has master's course and doctoral course as well. All these graduate schools and schools, that means undergraduate courses, are run in 3 major campuses. The left one, Higashi Hiroshima campus, is the largest one. And actually, it's one of the largest university campuses in Japan. In this one, I'm now talking from one of these buildings, and it hosts 8 schools and 4 graduate schools. These 2, Kasumi and Higashi Senda, are in Hiroshima City, and Kasumi hosts medical dentistry and pharmaceuticals fields, and Higashi Senda hosts law and Center for Peace. Well, as far as the fees are concerned, Our undergraduate students, graduate students, and there is a special, thing called research student. These are the fees. This is one-time fee, application fee, and enrollment fees. And tuition fees per year is this one, which is quite low in terms of universities in US and Europe. And obviously, as being a public school, we are also quite low than the average private university even in Japan. All these USD values are calculated in terms of approximately 120 yen per US dollar. So first year graduate school student pays this much of amount, including all together. Second year they pay this much of amount, but actually in today's dollar rate, it's much cheaper. We have exemption system for both enrollment fees exemption and deferment. We can exempt depending on the financial difficulties of the students, and also defer that. Tuition fees exemptions are there. Eligibility are mostly based on financial difficulties, and also some other, for example, your academic performance, etc., also comes in sometimes. If you get half of the tuition fees waived or full tuition fees waived, these are the things that comes down. For example, $7,000 per year comes down to nearly 2,600 and 4,800 if you are waived for half of it. Well, those waivers are not applicable for research students. They come for a very short time. Living expenses, we are in the Chugoku region. Hiroshima is in Chugoku region. And in terms of other large metropolitan cities, and also the national average, our students' living expenses are quite low. Okay, how to apply to Hiroshima University? This is the way you can apply to the graduate schools. Step one is to gather information of the graduate school from our homepage. You can find out the supervisor. That means you can find out your choice of subjects where you want to study. And then admission information from the website, at least 6 months before the application period. Next is we have an online international admission assistance system we call IAAS. You have to register here by 3 months before. And then this system will tag you to the supervisor, and then you can talk to the supervisor directly. If both of your preferences of research match, then obviously the teacher supervisor gives a go sign, and that means you are accepted. So then you can apply. This acceptance means you can now apply for that preferred graduate school. So you can find the researcher. In our homepage, you can find a thing like this, where research is, you can read it. So if you click here, either through keywords, you can search the proper researcher, or through admission of your desired graduate school, also you can find faculty members and researchers there. So this is the same thing. Once you apply through that international admission assistance system, if it is approved, you are enrolled as a research student initially, then you have to go through an entrance examination. If you are abroad, it can be done online. If you are passed, then you are officially a graduate school student in Hiroshima University. Well, many of our foreign students, they apply through MEX scholarships. They get it either through Japanese embassy recommendation channel, or they can get it from university recommendation channel. At this moment, 14% of the total foreign student population gets MEX scholarships. So you can see it's pretty competitive. The other scholarships are private organizations sometimes, offer scholarships. So there are actually many scholarships available, not amount-wise as good as MEXT, but sometimes they're even better than MEXT. But you can apply for that. At this moment, we have 42% of the total applicant that gets it. Hiroshima University recently has started some universities, own scholarship programs. For example, HUPASP program, Excellent Student Scholarship Program, Hiroshima University Postgraduate Advanced Project. But number of these scholarships and durations are limited. So, and here also it's extremely competitive. But I request you to try for these things. Well, we have a very vibrant support system for international students, started from at the time of admission. Supporter system is there, peer-to-peer supporter system. They help you to even opening a bank account and everything, which otherwise you'd be losing a lot of time and giving a lot of effort. Then while in university, there are various other supports like tutor system, peer. I will show you about this one later. We have a health service center in the university campuses, and then language teaching. Morito Institute of Global Higher Education teach foreign students different levels of Japanese language. And after graduation, just before graduations actually, you can go through this center called Global Career Design Center, and they assist students to find job. This is the data for 2021, where undergraduate program, 86% of our foreign students, they got a job. And master's program, 72%, doctoral program, 83%, they got job in different companies inside Japan and outside Japan also. As I said, this is the support system, tutor system, one-to-one tutor support is there. One of the teachers will take care of it. Peer support room is there. Counseling by the students are available. Accessibility center helps students with different level of disabilities. Morito Institute teaches different language programs to the incoming students. You can take even classes after your entrance in this in all these all these courses. Health service center is there for physical and mental health consulting, health checkup, regular health checkup, etc.
So KAUSHIK, I'm really sorry for interrupting, but would it be possible to conclude the presentation soon because we're running out of time?
Sure. Our students are enjoying, you can see some photographs here, enjoying different international events. We provide housing inside the university. Number is less, but there are many around the university, private apartments and public housing off campus. Students commute by different modes in the city. We are very well connected to nearest rail and airports. We have different varieties of meals available inside the university and just outside the university. Well, everyday life, they do different things, including part-time jobs. International student organizations quite often carry out some activities with them. Day off, you can have different events. This is our social network sites where you can follow us. We are there in almost all major ones. And if you need any information, please contact our Office of Admission. These are the email IDs. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Sorry
Thank you so
for
much.
taking
No
a little
problem.
bit of more time. Yeah.
No problem, no problem. Thank you so much, Professor KAUSHIK, for the very detailed presentation. I'm sure students are encouraged to pursue higher studies in your university. I can quickly ask you a question. One of the students is asking, how does the procedure of applying to scholarships work? So do they need to apply for the scholarship and PhD at the same time? Or do they first need to get accepted by your university and then apply for the scholarship?
Actually, both are there. One is that if you first apply for studentship, if you get it, then come into the university. Inside university, once you are inside university, or that means once you are accepted student, then you can apply for different scholarships, which are actually only for resident students. And then the other one is, as I said, you can apply first to the scholarships for studying masters or PhD through, for example, for mixed. You have to apply for mixed for highlighting a particular study, right? Masters or doctoral course. If you get it, then mixed actually tag the persons who this student wants to go, first choice, second choice, third choice. So then there will be a kind of communication between these two, and obviously they can get both the scholarships and also studentship.
And regarding regarding PhD, how many students are paying for the program and how many students aren't? Is fellowship very common at Hiroshima University?
Yes, fellowship for international students, as I showed you, the number of mixed scholarship is very limited. But we have different other scholarships, so somehow or other they get something. At least they get tuition fees waiver for PhD. Most of the cases, I think they get it. So for foreign students, but it all depends on your financial abilities. So everywhere we are a little bit tight in number of those opportunities. So we have to pick very carefully.
Thank you so much, Professor, for answering the questions. I hope students apply to your university for September 2024.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much.
I forgot to tell that we have two opportunities. One is April entrance, another one is October entrance. So please try twice.
Okay. Yes. Please apply for the April and the September intake.
Yeah.
And I think the links in the chat box will really help students. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much. And happy Diwali to all of you.
Yes.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. Same to
Yep.
you.
Yep. Thank you.
I'll reshare my screen. So this marks the end of the webinar. These are a few QR codes you could use to register and register for upcoming webinars and access the previous webinars. Just before you leave the webinar, I'd like to tell all the students that the applications for undergrad, masters, and PhD have already begun for September 2024 intake. And for April intake, there's still a couple of universities that are accepting students. But I would highly recommend you to look into September intake because there are more opportunities. But please make sure that you're preparing your documents, whether it's your SATs, GREs, GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS score, transcripts for school, colleges. All the documents are really important for your application. certificate of expected graduation if if you're studying right now. If you've already graduated, then you can submit your certificate of graduation. But please go to the university website, check the guidelines. Application guidelines have all the information. Check the application guidelines and accordingly apply to the universities as soon as possible. And if you have any questions, you could always go and check the previous webinars, the recordings of the previous webinars, and register for the upcoming webinars conducted by the University of Tokyo in the office. And thank you so much for joining the webinar today as well. And please stay tuned for our upcoming webinar, which will be towards the end of this month. And a very, very happy Diwali to everyone in India. Wishing you a very happy Diwali and a very happy New Year. And yes, we look forward, the University of Tokyo in the office team looks forward to meeting you all in the next webinar. Thank you so much for your participation.